Welcome in to the MPW Digital Postgame Show presented by Realtree. Jeffrey Wright, Tyler Siskey on with us right now. A little bit of a little different schedule tonight, I think, or at least this is what the big guy told me when I was leaving at the half. Neil is going to go to the press conference, come in, talk, and then finish, and then come back. So I think we're gonna get McCready a little earlier tonight because I don't know what to expect, if anything, from this press conference. I know most of the Florida media was headed to Lane's press conference after the game. So again, we'll see what comes.
Really?
I'll get into that in a minute. I've got thoughts, but we'll get into that in 1 minute. Before we do that, we'll tell you that Ole Miss is a winner tonight. They were down at the half, down entering the fourth quarter, but they dominate the fourth quarter. They get a big clutch turnover to thwart a potential go-ahead drive for Florida. Kewan Lacy, just an absolute beast tonight. 31 carries, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns. That gives him the school record by himself now for rushing touchdowns in a season. He had 3, so 19 total for him. Quinshon Judkins had 16. We had his second touchdown gave him the all-purpose school record as well, not just rushing on that. And again, 224 on the ground there for him. Ole Miss tried to commit a ton of self-sabotage tonight, or did commit a ton of self-sabotage, but they escaped 31-24 over Florida. They are now 10-1 on the season. Mississippi State up next on Black Friday. Ole Miss has a chance to win 11 games in the regular season for the first time in school history there after a bye week. And then Mississippi State, Ole Miss now 21-1 in their last 22 home games. That game against Kentucky last year, obviously the outlier there. Ole Miss may have already punched a ticket to the college football playoff, but one more win and they will at least have a home game as we get close to the end of the regular season. So all those things coming up on tonight's show. And we'll tell you about Realtree, Realtree.com. Again, remember, we gave away the Realtree pattern helmet, this one right here, going to Randall Boyd. I'll get that signed and sent to him by one Lane Kiffin. Yeah, 34-24 the final. If I said something else, I apologize. Realtree.com, the place to go for all your lifestyle hunting, camo needs, fishing. Again, it's lifestyle. It's not just camo, not just hunting there with Realtree and Realtree.com available in many retailers as well. I've picked up some Realtree pattern stuff for people at College Corner and many other spots around Mississippi, Oxford, and otherwise. So again, Kewan Lacy makes it happen for Ole Miss tonight, 34-24 for the Rebels. We'll get into all these different things, but we're setting it up, yeah, because I don't want to get too far down this road. I know I said in my thing, this season is setting up to at least statistically be the best for Ole Miss in definitely modern school history. Maybe 11 wins for the first time in school history if they win next week, but Kiffin's job future has taken up so much oxygen in this. And I want to set this up as we have questions because the press box was so weird tonight. You've got Florida staffers, and when I say that, I mean like the communication staff, the SIDs. You had some GAs and spotters and people that were going over into like the actual Florida coaching booth. They're all just standing around and loudly talking about how Lane Kiffin is headed to Gainesville. It's done. The communication staff is right above me talking about how he signed things, which I do not believe. I think that's complete crap. But like you can hear this stuff all over the press box to the point of I don't know if I've been in just a more odd environment throughout this game. You had that going on. You had Theo Vaughn down on the field telling everybody Lane was staying at Ole Miss. That was going around during the game as well. I actually know some people he told that to directly. So just kind of a weird, crazy environment. But yes, I do believe
Was
that a
the
lot of
Florida
Florida
thing
media
work?
were headed into the do what?
Was the Florida thing like a work?
What do you mean?
Like, was everybody like the fact that you're saying like these are people that normally don't like know things or you know what I mean? Like the fact that they were playing it up, like I was like that seems so odd
It
that
was
it's
just like
almost
them talking nonstop. Yeah, like you could hear the entire thing. It was like right behind me. I mean, even the guy that works for just the Florida website, I forget his name, Scott Carter, like he was making a big deal out on Twitter of Lane not going through
oh yeah, Leah said
senior night.
you had to clarify
Yeah,
this on
and Lane never does senior night with the players ever. I mean, again, you can say whatever about that, but it was Tom, Luke, Glenn Boyce, and Keith Carter. That's who did senior night for Ole Miss. So again, just kind of setting up these things as we move forward. But let's talk about it a little bit. Siski Kewan Lacy, go 31, 224, and 3 tonight. He made it happen for Ole Miss.
Oh, we're going to talk about the football game? There's a football game happening
Yeah,
tonight?
go ahead. Yeah,
Oh, there's a
Lacy.
football game. No, I know this is not going to resonate with any Ole Miss fan. I never felt that game was in jeopardy. I
You
was a
told
little
me
upset.
that. You said a lot of ball left at one point. Yeah, I
You,
got the
you, were, you
text.
were one of those that text me. I could sense the angst in your text. I got many texts game of angst, but like they completely dominated the game. I mean, they get stopped at the one. I don't understand why you do all the bullshit at the 1 yard line when you got a guy averaging 45 yards a carry in the backfield and whatever. But get stuffed at the one. You get stuffed at the three. Trinidad throws a pick that gave him a touchdown when he didn't see they went a simulated pressure, dropped 8, or they may have dropped 8. I know they dropped the end. He couldn't see him. They had two. It wasn't one coverage. The guy's eyes was in the backfield, gave up a big play, ended up giving up a touchdown, and the other one caught him in match quarters and didn't with no safety help and 12 personnel and outran the guy. So I mean, like,
And
I mean,
Trinidad.
I haven't looked at the stats, but it felt like Ole Miss had the ball like for 75 minutes of a 60-minute game, and it felt like they had probably double first downs. Like it didn't ever felt like a close game to me. It was just a matter of time. And over a 60-minute game, it usually works itself out. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a very real thought here that was as close as that game could have been.
oh, it was.
Frankly, that's as close as it could have played. Which I mean, if
Yeah,
Ole Miss
I
had
would.
found a way to lost it, you'd been like, oh my god. Because yeah, I mean, just quickly, and I'll set you up, Jeffrey. I mean, total yards 538 to 326. Passing yards, Chambliss goes for 301, 218 for Lagway. Ole Miss runs it for 237. Florida only runs it for 108. First downs 25 to 13. So yeah, right at double. Their Siski on first downs. Both teams, whatever, on third down, pretty even. Total plays 83 to 57. Average yards per play 6.5 to 5.7. And then time of possession, as you said, for Ole Miss, this is a ton of time of possession. They kept the ball for 38 minutes today.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I just never felt the. It was just one of those games. They did not have their A game. Lacy did. Lacy plays ass off. But they got Chambliss didn't have his A game, and it wasn't in just throwing and catching. I mean, he missed some protections and not and some that you were not going to pick up, but he was kind of unaware. Like he got a nickel pressure that he was unaware of. And they got the back set on the back. Like 22 got put on, was in a game for whatever reason, and got stuffed by a Mike backer on a 5-man pressure, and the guard and center should have handled that. The Mike point was bad for whatever reason. They may have shown something to change the point, but regardless, like they didn't play well. They had individual performances, but they didn't have their A game and still kind of was in control of the game the whole time. If that made sense for me, how I looked at it. I know what the score was. I know there was probably a lot more angst in this game for fans because of the other shit that's going on. But just from a pure football standpoint, I never really felt they were in danger of losing that game as long as it went for 60 minutes.
So, a couple of things. I definitely was closer to you, certainly than my wife was. My wife basically.
I saw her Twitter. She was a little frustrated at some points.
Literally, she couldn't even make a drink. Like it was that bad. I was more like you. The problem that I had with it all, though, was I thought they made the mistakes that like cost you that kind of game. Because, I mean, listen, I know Ole Miss wants to keep him, and I think rightfully so. But, I mean, Lane continues to do some shit in the red zone that I think is just baffling. Like, third down, and where were they? Third and goal from what, the 3 or the 4? Maybe even the 2, and he brings in Austin to run the essentially like the reverse pass. It's like, what are we doing here? I think he was trying to coach the game to like blow him out and I guess maybe like run it up, but I thought they kept making the key mistakes that were going to leave Florida in the game. But when you get to the actual final of it, it feels to me really like Ole Miss had one horrible quarter. I thought the second quarter was god awful, and really beyond that, like the first quarter for the first like 13 minutes they outplayed him, and then in the second half, I mean they didn't give a point, right?
Correct. Yeah, 24-20 at the break.
I mean like that was the thing that was interesting to me. So Tyler, what did you see? The first two drives they basically go 3-and-out. What did you see as Florida's adjustment? Because they did start moving the football after that. It was like, even if it wasn't perfect and like, yeah, there were some explosives there, they clearly figured something out after that second drive that they thought was more sustainable than what they did the first couple of drives.
Well, they just lined up in 12 personnel and ran it at them, and they're good up front. And like Ball's a good running back, and they got really good offensive line play. They have that matchup, and that's how they ended up hitting got them caught in match quarters because the safeties started getting nosy. That's what Pete went to match quarters to try to get two extra bodies in the box, and when you do that, on play action, you're going to be one-on-one on the outside, and that's when they hit the big. It may have been, I can't remember, my brain's starting, the CTE kicking in. I can't remember if it was the first touchdown or the second one, but it was the one that he outran Kite to the corner of the end zone to the student section side. Whatever touchdown that was, they kept,
that was the second touchdown, I think.
So they kind of got it. I mean, they were 6 yard, and some body shots and got the safeties involved. And look, like Ole Miss is not good enough on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against any SEC receiver to run play action and a quarterback to sit back there for 4.5 seconds and then cover a guy from one side of the field to the other. Like, they're just not good enough to do that. But like, we keep saying this over and over again, right? I keep going back to this because I brought this up, I don't know, whatever. This is postgame show number 65, it feels like, but whatever, in the middle of the season, they do have holes and weaknesses and things on the back end, but guys, they're 10-1. We keep saying it week after week that, hey, they got this hole there, but they find a way to win. And yeah, they gave up some plays. The first one was an eye violation. Shout out to Crime Dog. But the first one was an eye violation. The second one was, that was, they're not built. They can't do that. There's not many that are, but I still don't. I'm going to keep saying this, and everybody can throw tomatoes at me. I don't see the DJ Lagway thing. I'm borderline out on him.
I'm more Lagway curious than I am Sellers curious, but I do agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I got enough to hang on a little bit for Sellers a little bit because at least his offensive line stinks and he has no one to throw to. I'm out on the Lagway stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he hit two deep balls that were wide the hell open. And then, like you said, the other scoring drive was the Trinidad interception when they got the ball on the 20-whatever yard line. I mean, that's all it was for Florida from an offensive standpoint.
Wasn't there a penalty? Wasn't there a penalty that kept that drive alive?
Yeah, it was that Cam Franklin face mask that kept it going. Yeah, because I was going to say, Ole Miss had a ton of self-inflicted stuff because, I mean, like you said, that play calling there down – they had two turnover on downs from inside the 5 when they threw the ball on 3rd down and 4th down.
It was one of those games. This is probably what Jeffrey was talking about too, and you a little bit. It was one of those games that Florida still has enough ass to kick ass on defense, even though they don't have
they got enough.
They were one possession with Georgia two weeks ago.
Yeah, but you had a thing going like in the jumbo package, brother. First time that scoreboard said first and G. I mean, let's just go jumbo and run counter and just go to and you got 4 shots at it. You got a guy that's averaging 7 yards a carry. Like I'm not going to call him out, but I had a guy that I used to work for. Man, we'd be like, first and goal at the 2. And wants to run some kind of jet sweep or some shit. I'm like, hey, we got a running back here. It's averaging like 10 yards a carry. How about we hand it to that dude 4 times and see what happens? You know what I
Or
mean? Like,
you also used to
and
work for
Lacy was getting dirty yards too. So it wasn't like
It was.
he needed a hole. Like, just be simple and go score. I thought it got a little too cute.
I thought he was going to score. I thought he was going to score on that like second or third and goal where he got stacked up at like the 6. I thought he was going to score going out the backside. Like,
yeah. But hey, I mean, why not just keep it with the theme of the week? Let's be as cute as we can be. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it to be the theme.
And
of the
let's
week.
make it all about us. Let's make it about play calling. Let's make it about everything that we could do. Like, let's all just bring it to us.
Y'all know I'm not a fan. Y'all know that. It's been established. Florida people think I'm an Ole Miss homer, though. Just shout out.
Florida people have shown that they are nut jobs, Siski.
Yeah,
that's all this has been. My God.
I got to say something. I think FSU Twitter, rest in peace, might just be Florida Twitter. Because
you think it's just the state now, like depending on
I think it's online people, because last night Aaliyah and Josephine and I went to the rendezvous with my dad and mom, and there was a ton of Gators there. And those people couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more like normal. Like even they were like, none of them were like, can't wait. Like they were all like, we hope we get him. But like no one was doing like the whole online thing. Like, so I just wonder if, as Florida State has gone down in success, if FSU Twitter has migrated to Florida Twitter.
I don't know. I'm cuted out this week. You know, I've reached the point.
Listen, I'm a quarterback, and I love doing some stuff that you're like, hey, look at that. The fact that you literally have number 5 back there, and I honestly think this is true. The difference between this team and last year's team isn't quarterback and beyond the defensive line, which is the obvious. The difference between this team and last year's team on the offense is Lacy's a freaking stud, and he makes them a different team.
Real quick, Neil's put some stuff here, so let me go over this, and I'm going to hit a couple super chats as well. For Tom's kind of freaking out in the stream, we always hit the super chat sort of in order. Once a few pile up, I'm not just ignoring you, but I appreciate the 2 of them. I'll get to it in a second. Some media member asked Lane if he expected to be the coach at Ole Miss next season. His response was, hold on, you got it here. I love what we're doing here. Today was awesome. I don't talk about that stuff, and right now to talk about that stuff would be disrespectful to our players and how they played today. Again, that was Lane's quote regarding whether he is coaching at Ole Miss next season.
Okay, and I'm not here to like pour water on it, but literally we talked about this last week. This is exactly what we expected. I said he's going to get asked about it because people know things. He's going to give non-answers, and it's going to result in everyone essentially reacting the exact
assuming
way
both,
yeah. And I'm not saying anyone's being wrong. Like I understand that they're fans and they're emotional, but like this was the most predictable result of all results.
I mean, it sure as hell wasn't saying I'm back, but again,
did any of us here honestly believe that was in the realm of possibility? Because I certainly did not.
No,
yes, me.
I mean, know it. Hey, unlike us, you like actually know him.
It continues to be what I believe, which is he. Honestly, I don't think he knows yet. I think he's still deciding. That's my opinion, but I don't know. We'll see. Kiffin said he, quote, didn't even think about that stuff when asked about his emotions today. Again, he's just giving a bunch of non-answers. Yeah, I see that. A lot of Florida people think he's announcing tomorrow. That makes zero sense.
Yeah. By the way, you're not. Can I also squash something too? I've had like 4 people say something to me.
Sure.
And you mentioned it earlier. You legally cannot sign something with another state university while you're employed by a state university. It'd be like against the law and shit.
I think of all the things I've heard, the one I believe the least is that like he's already signed stuff. I don't know. I mean, I guess this is my whole point. And
per sources, I've had to go through that process before. You legally can't do it.
All right.
Like
So this
you physically cannot do it. Like I've actually gone through the process myself.
I do think there are things that you can agree to, though, correct? Because otherwise, like coaches leave.
You can verbally agree, and you can have a contract in your hand, but you can't sign anything until it's you've officially resigned and your resignation has been accepted at the other place.
Okay, so that I'm with you on that. I guess my whole point is, I do not think Lane Kiffin is the only sitting coach that is going to take another job.
It's a pretty. I'm going to say that is like minus 100,000 at Vegas right now.
You think? Well, hold on. You think it's on the board?
No, it's not even on the board.
I was saying, like, I don't. I think we got to go some sketchy places.
We're not going to let you win a penny.
No, that's like one when we want to make like another. We want to bet like the Chiefs again tomorrow. We just parlay it with that so that we can just keep betting it again.
Right.
There's only one coach that is making the entire coaching carousel about him. And I also would like to point this out. This is what you sign up for in the Lane Kiffin experience. Like, this is part of it. Like, listen, it's the whole kit and caboodle. This is why I will say this though. It's why he's entertaining.
Yeah, and I will continue to say this. I do not believe that Lane Kiffin coaches this team in the playoffs without a deal on the table. I mean, without a deal agreed to. I don't. I think if he tries to play this out, he coaches at most one more game at Ole Miss. My opinion. Could be wrong. That's what I believe.
So
I would like to second your opinion.
You like that, Siski?
Okay.
You want to agree with that?
Yeah, I've said that. I said that last week and got hammered for it, but I'm not on this show, on our show.
I don't think he will have the choice. I do not think Lane Kiffin cannot have an agreement with Ole Miss and coach this team on at least December the 19th. I do not.
I feel really good about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too.
I think y'all are right. To me, it becomes a question of how much does Kiffin control the situation? Because if
he can't control that situation at all, I don't think. And the deal is that I think Ole Miss is going to force him into something before that. You cannot let that happen. I think something comes to some resolution over the course of this next week. I do. Alexandra asked a great question here that I don't have an answer. Real quick, I'm gonna go to Alexandra. Let's do this, and I'll go super chats after this question. And Siski helped me here. She says, logistically, how does that happen? Because you can't fire Lane Kiffin because you have to pay a buyout. So, are you suspending him with pay? In theory, like what do you do?
If he could. He's got to make a decision. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to, if you're going to tell him that, then he'll just go to the other place if that's where he's going. He's not going to let a public suspension come out to tarnish his reputation that any further than it's going to be.
Yeah, he would resign.
So he theoretically demand that he resigns, right?
I don't know what that process would be like, but it's not going to be something where he's like, well, I want to coach and not go to the other place yet. You know what I mean? It's not going to be in this situation. He would be there, if he's going.
Because here's the deal. Yeah, because you can't – I mean, to Siski's point, why I believe this is a bunch of different fold. Number one, Ole Miss can't – assuming they think they're losing Lane or they are losing Lane, they cannot get so far behind and get the next guy that you're just completely whatever. And if Lane has agreed to coach Florida and is just trying to stay through your playoffs, he's literally recruiting your roster while coaching you to another place. It defies logic. Which is why Siski and I both believe this.
It's unprecedented, but I understand it. It's not like you're going from Washington to Alabama or you're going from Tulane to wherever or you're going from, South Florida to whatever. I mean, this is –
I guess this is my only pushback. I agree with y'all in the sense of that's what you should do. My whole point is I think it starts to get complicated because – keep in mind, he did try to stay on as the offensive coordinator at Bama when he took the FAU job. And
Siski's got to get out of the frame on that one.
I mean, remember, he stayed on.
Hey, I got a question there. I want to set you up, Jeffrey, for something on that. Let's get through these real quick. Flipping Rep, thank you very much. Super chat. Lacy, a top 5 running back in Ole Miss history. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's already over 1,100 damn yards right now. He went over 1,100. He's got 19 touchdowns. If Kewan Lacy is on that team last season, Ole Miss might be playing Ohio State in the final. I mean,
I think they certainly
where
make
that is.
they certainly make the semifinal.
Yeah. Jack of all trades. He says, give us a Gentile belt discount code. I do not have one of those. Gentile, great company. We're Horn Legend people around here, but no shame to Blake and his guys. Tom, huge win, guys. Do you like Lacy, McCluster, Deuce, or the law firm as a college running back? I mean, I'm having a hard time. I don't think it's recency bias. I mean, I think this is a Lacy McAllister conversation.
Yeah, I was saying, Deuce
Jeffrey
is the best running back that I've ever seen, and then Lacy would be the second.
Yeah.
I think
Kinda
Lacy's better than – well, Tyler, I trust your eyes better. My eyes tell me that Lacy's better than Quinshawn. Is that fair? And like I have no emotional tie one way or the other. My eyes just tell me Lacy's better because I think he can do just about everything you ask a running back to do.
I mean, he's good. I mean, I think one thing I really hate more than anything in life is player comps because you can never win. You're always going to piss somebody off. It's like my guy. I was watching the game and my guy Lewis Riddick's over here comparing Lacy to Darren McFadden. I'm like,
I was like, I will say this. I thought number 5 was better than. I'm sorry. I think Darren McFadden is a better running back in college.
Like,
well, it's my running podcast joke for years, Siski, is, yeah, you do that, and it's always to, like, the All-American or the All-Pro. I'm like, nobody ever compares a linebacker to, like, Jolon Dunbar. Like, we don't do that. Like,
Jeffrey's credit, at least he compared to a guy that played at Ole Miss and is a good player. You know, no, we going straight to like one of the top greats. You know what I mean? Like,
he's Adrian Peterson. Thanks. All right, good. Yeah, sweet. All right.
Like, literally, McFadden is probably the best. Great? McFadden is literally in the history of college football, probably one of the 3 most deserving college football players that deserve the Heisman that didn't win it. And he's probably one up there. He probably ranks up there with like Peyton Manning and probably Randy Moss, probably in the same year. You know what I mean? Like, he's just there. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, great player. I think he's awesome, but let's slow the roll just a little bit.
So, Siski, real quick here from Candler. Thanks. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for your super chat. It says, Siski, what's the belt Kane is wearing around his chest during games? It's a headset. I don't know, but it piques my curiosity, and here we are.
Player communication.
Okay.
That's where he keeps his walkie-talkie?
He doesn't like wearing a belt. He says it makes his figure look like Santa Claus.
Mm.
And then
hold on, isn't he wearing a pullover? Doesn't he wear?
He doesn't wear it around his. He wears it across the the
but
shoulder.
Doesn't he wear a Q-zip? I thought he wears like that Alabama quarter zip. Just put it underneath.
He wears all kinds of shit. But you got to push the button nonstop.
Listen, I want to be clear. I understand this is an actual concern. Like, there are certain accessories you can add. And you're like, that's tough.
Yeah, my man. He wears it's like a seatbelt. That's what it looks like a seatbelt, and it's right here on the chest. But that's what he because he's going Kane's going to struggle like hell. Like, he better become a head coach before he needs reading glasses, because my man carries a call sheet like this big, and he ain't going to be able to communicate with the glasses and he's going to have a tough time. Yeah,
he's going to need the Jimbo notebook now. Like, we're going to do that.
It's like when you lean over and you see if you haven't seen your mom's cell phone in like 3 or 4 years, and you look over and you see the text that your mom's got. It's like 38 font.
Yeah.
Tom, let's see. Thanks for another super chat. He says Trinidad, Tiamu, and Bo in that order. I don't know what other quarterbacks we're comparing. I mean, if it's just the 3 of them, I don't really know how to do that.
Who was it?
It's he said Trinidad, Tiamu, and Bo Wallace in that order. I don't know.
So I guess we're saying that Chad's better. Like, we're saying Chad's
we're putting the other guys ahead, I guess, and putting these 3 in this category.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to stump for, yet again, our boy Jeremiah Masoli.
Okay. I'm telling you, there should be a Heisman for best player on terrible team.
Correct.
That should be an award.
the best player.
Whoever doesn't go bowl eligible, the best player in the country.
Whoever took
Yes.
a 1-10, 1-11 team and willed them to 4 wins, that's
Yeah.
the award. Yeah.
Yes. And it would be the Jeremiah Masoli Award from
Correct.
2010. Let's see. Weston, is there any resolution for the Egg Bowl? We talked about that, but thanks for the super chat. And I do have something on that in a second. OB, thanks for super chat. Announcing tomorrow makes 0 sense with 1 game left. I mean, I completely agree with that. Galen, if there was Florida staff saying in the press box he signed something in front of media, could that not be asked of them to comment in his presser? Again, just not going to. I mean, it's like communication staff just like gossiping above my head.
Let's address that. Hang on. I do think I've learned this in my last 10 years. There are a lot of questions that I think people think are reasonable questions. That is the easiest question to give a coach to give him an out. Because literally, even though we can talk about it on a show, which is fine, literally all the coach has to say is, well, I wasn't there. And then you can redirect. That's just hearsay. I wasn't there. I have no idea what they're saying. Moving on.
I wasn't there. I can't comment on hypothetical rumors. Next
correct.
question.
Yeah.
Right. And then you wind up asking a question that is worthless. The whole point is to ask him a question that might get an answer.
Mm-hmm. Todd O says tuning in from Bangkok, 11 a.m. in time to celebrate the 10-1 Rebels. Thanks for the content. Go to bed there, but appreciate you coming in from Bangkok. Always good to see you. Hayden with super chat. Hot take from our Auburn guy. I don't know. Lacy reminds me more of Herschel Walker. Yeah, exactly. That's it. See, thanks. That's my boy right there. Good job. See?
I thought he was more Bo Jackson because he could do more out of the backfield.
So, I guess here's my question, and again, I'm going to get back on the game a little bit in a minute because again, I'm waiting on Neil, and we're going to talk about it with him, I'm sure. But I am curious about this. Lane publicly, this documentary, whatever you want to make of it, has talked about he wished he handled Tennessee differently. Has talked about that being this thing, and when he did the Tennessee to USC thing, he was unorthodox, and it became a bigger deal because he tried to have that press conference going away, which no one does, and there's a reason why, because things like that happen. But he was not wanting anybody to think badly of him. It was a strange thing, but almost in an odd way came from this good place in some way. And I guess my question to this, and Neil's calling, I'll get him on here, is this would be 1,000 times worse than leaving Tennessee for SC, leaving Ole Miss in the middle of a freaking playoff situation to go to a conference rival. Basically going, hey, I'm going to go where I can make the playoff when my team is going to be 11-1 at the same time. I think that's where we're going to be headed if he doesn't sign an extension with Ole Miss fairly quickly. But it just makes up no real sense in my head, Jeffrey. Does that make sense? I can't.
Yeah.
Because it takes the Tennessee thing and throws it on its head times 100.
I guess the first question I had when I watched that was Jimmy still his agent then? Because that was when he did the Tennessee thing, I was like, I cannot believe Jimmy would allow that.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing to remember on that topic is this is really the first high-profile job pursuit we've seen in this era. And so, you know what I mean? Maybe it's new to us, but maybe this does become the norm. I don't know.
Neil, we read your quotes that you put in the stream. Hello to you. Nice to see you earlier.
Hello,
here today. I don't know. I mean, I thought that answer was a nothing burger and weird at the same time. Take me through it. What all happened?
Yeah, I mean, he got asked about the "We Want Lane" chant. What is it? What did it mean? He said it was good. Complimented the fans. Talked about how it was really loud. It was different. He got asked specifically by Michael Katz at the end of a question about did he expect to be the Ole Miss coach next year, and he just didn't answer it really at all. He deflected. He said he didn't think it was appropriate to talk about that right now. It wasn't fair to his team, to his players, given how hard they played, how well they played. He kept talking about the game and overcoming some couple bad calls and some injuries. Daquan Wright with the shoulder injury. He just didn't answer it. So you have to do two things, in my opinion. One is you have to acknowledge that he was asked a direct question and didn't answer it. But I do think you have to be a little careful, given the just sort of all the noise around it. You have to be a little careful to go, oh, that means he's definitely gone. I think it means there's definitely going to be some conversations here in the next 24, 48, 72 hours where, obviously because of the timing and because of the landscape and all of that, where Ole Miss is going to want answers. And, on the other side, Florida is going to want answers, because if they're not getting Lane Kiffin, they've got to move to the next person. And if they are getting Lane Kiffin, frankly, at this point, they're probably going to want Lane Kiffin in Gainesville sooner rather than later. And if Lane Kiffin's leaving for Florida, I don't know that Ole Miss is going to want him in the building.
You can be the most
Pollyanna.
Right? Yeah, we talked about that. I completely agree with you. Siski completely agrees with you. Jeffrey's talking through it as well. And look, that answer no longer holds up in that I just don't discuss these things, because the rest of the country is discussing these things. It's a gargantuan distraction, and it's taking shine off not just your team but your program being promoted. I mean, Neil and I were discussing this today. College Game Day today chose not to discuss the Ole Miss game. They literally didn't pick it. They didn't talk about it, and they didn't do it on purpose, because if they could report something, they did not want to have their analysts speculating in the other direction right before they reported the thing. So they were basically embargoed, or not boycotted, not embargoed, boycotted from College Game Day today because of what Lane is doing. That's a non-answer. And I guess if you're the most Pollyanna person in the world, you can go, he just doesn't talk about it. But you've got to be so far Pollyanna, because at minimum, he doesn't know and couldn't come out and say he's doing it. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, and look, you can think that a report that is out there, and I guess it's a report. I was having a conversation with someone a minute ago that the old school journalism that I grew up with, that I broke in with, where you said, hey, there's a report that says this. Now you don't really know what a report is. It's a podcast. It's a YouTube channel. It's a message board post. I don't even know what a real report is anymore. But obviously there are media people around the Florida program that are basically saying something is going to happen tomorrow. I don't think you can completely disregard that at this point. You can think it's probably not accurate, which is what I tend to think. Kiffin was asked a question about the Egg Bowl. He talked about the Egg Bowl and how they had, which is, by the way, 13 days from now for the people who are in the stream from Florida that are wondering how the schedule works. And he made note, Chase, of something that you and I talked about this morning, which was if Oxford High School wins next week against
Horn
Lake, they would play either Tupelo or Germantown in the North Half Final the night of the Egg Bowl. And the Egg Bowl is an 11 a.m. kick in Starkville. And so you could read into that answer that he certainly intends, as of this moment, to coach the Egg Bowl in 13 days. I would be a little surprised if, I don't know why I'm saying this, just a gut feeling. I would be a little surprised if Ole Miss let this hang out for another 13 days without something at least closer to resolution than where they are today, which is there's no resolution at all. I watched Lane Kiffin walk off the field. I'm not going to pretend to be a body language expert. I can't really compare it because I normally just go to the media room and wait for him. I don't typically wait and watch him walk off the field. So I don't know how he typically walks off the field, but the body language was different. I thought his body language on Monday was different. We've covered this guy for 6 years. Tonight he was being evasive. He was trying to crack some jokes and The press conference, there were still people that wanted to ask questions, I think, and Ole Miss wrapped it up. I don't know whether that was kind of agreed to ahead of time. I have no way to prove that, but there was kind of a lot there. I know which way I'd lean right now if you made me guess, but I don't have any. I don't have a whole lot to build on that, if you will, to support that. It felt really evasive today. But when I think about it, he did answer the Egg Bowl question as if he'd be there, which makes this week coming up where Ole Miss doesn't have a game pretty interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the way that I look at it is, I know which way I would lean today, but what if that's by design? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, in the end, the whole point of applying pressure is to, make one play, or honestly, make both places think they've got him. Now, I think the key difference in this is I don't get the sense that we're in a situation where Ole Miss thinks they've got him and Florida thinks they got him. It feels like it's heavily tilted towards Florida. But, what if this is being used as leverage to, have Ole Miss? I would presume Ole Miss had a lot of people. I would think on the Jumbotron they put up the QR code about how to donate to the collective, about whatnot. Like, what if this is all
that? I don't buy that one. I don't buy that one. I really don't. You might be right.
I'm talking it out with you.
Yeah. I don't buy that one. He's played that card, and even then that card wasn't. If you read the Dellinger story carefully, he talked about how to be happy. He talked about that 2022 decision to stay at Ole Miss and not go to Auburn, that he did it for other people, but that he did it for himself too. And there's a line in there that gets overlooked because that last quote in Ross's story, which was really well written, by the way, that last quote in Ross's story is about Ole Miss and about, the maybe it is, I think was the exact quote, right? And there was another quote in there where he talked about you have to make these decisions for yourself to be happy, that you can't make the decision just for other people, that he made that decision in part because his parents were here. And, he felt like he was in a much better place in his life and things were coming together and he wanted his parents to see it and be proud. And, his parents have both passed since then. And, people make a lot out of the family aspect of this, and I'm not diminishing that, but I do think people are ignoring some things that he talks about with that. I think that's being overplayed. Landry's got 1 year of college left. Knox has 2 years of high school left. He always talks about how cool it was that they got the family together.
Where's Layla from?
The family being together doesn't necessarily have to be here to be together. I think people are ignoring the what Lane wants part of this. And I don't pretend to necessarily know, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be about what Lane Kiffin wants, not what his daughter wants or his son might want or his ex-wife might want or any of that. One of the funny lines in the press conference, by the way, was after the game, Lane sort of pretended like he was going to tackle a blonde-headed woman on the field. And one of the Florida writers, I think upstairs, it may have been a TV person, I don't know. It was behind me, I couldn't see him, asked about it and thought that was Layla. And it was actually Keith Carter's wife. So it was a funny moment that, he was able to sort of joke about. That was actually the last question that was asked.
Any Florida media asked questions?
Yeah, he got asked. He kind of got a softball question from one of the Florida sites about was it meaningful to him to beat Florida for the first time, and he sort of turned it into. He did think about how the first game that he coached at Ole Miss in that pandemic season was against Florida, and to see tonight how far the program had come in that period of time and how cool that was. But that was about it. He got asked some questions where he could have given an answer, and he didn't give an answer. And there will be a lot of people that say, well, he didn't say that he's staying at Ole Miss. And they're right. He also, I think you got to be careful here, and I'm trying to be a reporter. I think you got to be careful to also point out that he didn't say he was going to Florida either. And then I'll throw this out there, guys, because I do think it's a legitimate thing. LSU is going to make an offer. And it is my understanding that his representation believes of the three programs, LSU is the best one. Now, that doesn't mean Lane thinks that. I don't know what Lane thinks. I do know what his agency thinks about the three jobs.
I just keep coming back to, I mean, I know I used the example on y'all's show on Thursday, but
Hey, hold that real quick, Jeffrey. Neil, are you going back to work? Like, what are we doing right here,
Yeah,
schedule wise?
I need to write. I need to write in a minute. So when y'all get finished with me, just let me write, and if I have time, I'll come back.
Okay, go ahead, Jeffrey. Finish the thought.
like to Neil's point about the human side of it, like I've used the example of when Conan O'Brien took over the Tonight Show. There were a lot of people around him that said, this is in 2008. Hey man, the Tonight Show's a dying brand. Like your brand of comedy doesn't work here. Like everyone would give them the reasons. And by the way, none of those reasons were wrong. But at the end of the day, Conan O'Brien was like the youngest of 7 kids. And he stayed up every night and watched the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson with his dad. And that was something that he wanted. And what we'll never know is, like, at the end of the day, what if Lane Kiffin just wants to be the Florida coach? Like, he idolized Steve Spurrier. I'm someone that idolized Steve Spurrier. Like, I'm not saying that it's right, but, like, at the same time, it's like, what if that's just the case?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it absolutely could be. I mean, we're going to find out. I mean, at some point, I mean, if he takes that job, he'll be asked why he took it, right? And the answers will be telling, I guess, at that point. And if he doesn't take it and he stays at Ole Miss, he'll be asked why. And he was asked, he's hung up on this blue blood thing. He was asked about, has Ole Miss become a blue blood program? And he said, well, it was tonight. But then he said to the reporter, but were you here last week? I think Lane is really guilty, like a lot of coaches, about having blinders on.
he brought up the freaking Citadel.
He didn't say it brought up last week, yeah.
I would like to know, did Lane
and he was kind of joking when he did it, but it was one of those jokes where you're joking but you mean it. And it's like, hey man, this is all over the country, right? I mean, when Georgia plays the Citadel, Sanford Stadium's not full. When Alabama plays whoever, Bryant Denny's not full. On and on. I mean, we could do this a lot, but guys,
I mean, frankly, that might be the most telling thing of anything you said, because what Lane's actually doing this week is doing nothing to promote his actual program at all.
Also,
he's such a shell right now that he's trying to find justification in the negative right now. Right or wrong, I don't know.
There's a part of me that thinks that he has spent time this week trying to figure out a way to be the victim, trying to figure out a way to not be the bad guy. Because look, and I have nothing but respect for Lane. He's been nothing but good to me professionally. I don't know him personally. I don't think anybody really does. So this isn't a criticism of Lane at all. And I think Tyler will agree with what I'm about to say. In the coaching business, leaving to go to Florida and not in a world where we're talking about not coaching the playoff, maybe not even coaching the rivalry game at the end of the year, Florida better work out because it'll be his last spot. I mean, nobody else people will look at that and go, man, I don't like, we always compare like with Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, and there's just, and Tyler, please correct me if you think I'm wrong. There's just no world where I could see Nick Saban walking away from a team before the playoffs to go to another job. What I know of Kirby Smart, and Tyler knows him a hell of a lot better than I do, because I don't know him at all. I just see him. But I can't imagine Kirby Smart walking away from Georgia before the playoffs to go to an NFL job, Ohio State, I don't know, whatever. I just can't see it. It's a powerful statement if that's what goes down. And Tulane's credit, it has not gone down yet. And I think it's important to keep saying that. You can't just say, "Oh, he's doing it." There's no proof to this point that he's definitely doing it. But tonight would have been a natural night to go to look around as him and go, "This is awesome. We just won our 49th game in 5 years. We're almost certainly going to the playoffs. We're a win over Mississippi State, who got mauled by Missouri tonight, right? We're a win over Mississippi State from 11-1, and then probably being a favorite in this stadium in a month to go to one of the big national quarterfinals at one of the big sites, and you're going to walk away from that? I mean, if he does, it's that's a hell of a. I just can't even. I have a hard time putting words on what that would look like. I think it would be such an incredibly awful look.
While I got you, go ahead and knock
Am
through
I
a
right
couple
on
other
that, Tyler,
things
by the
here.
way?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to say what I want to say. I'm just tired of the cuteness. I'm sorry. Can I just say it? I'm fucking tired of it. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going, nobody cares. If you're going to go, fucking go. But like the trolling your own fan base out the door thing, like that's got like, if you're going to go. But like that stuff, I don't understand that as just human being.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's my point. Real quick, Neil, is it's either way. It's either because look again, if he's going, he's trolling his own fan base on the way out the door. Exactly what Siski said, bringing up the
yeah.
Citadel, trying to be the victim, trying to be whatever. The Kiffin 2026 cap that he tweets today, that makes zero sense except for a troll if he knows he's going, and if he's staying. You went 10-1 and had the best atmosphere potentially in school history tonight. It was an
Biggest
awesome
crowd in,
atmosphere. Biggest
yeah, it
crowd,
was
68 plus, and a guy gives you a softball to talk about how you've transitioned and persevered as a program, and you bring up the freaking Citadel?
One
You
of my
don't
here's the
promote
problems,
your
thing.
damn program.
Here's the thing. Hold on. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to go. I'll leave it to you guys. I need to go right. I feel like I'm not doing my main job right now, but I'll say this because it's kind of what's going through my mind a little bit for what I'm writing. And my column's mostly written. I just got to insert some quotes and nuance some things. But I don't think anybody will ever accuse me of being an Ole Miss apologist. And this place has given him everything that he has asked for. And to his credit, he's turned it around. But not everybody, Tyler probably is nodding his head without saying it. Not everybody who's ever coached here has gotten the complete and total support that he's gotten from the administration, from the chancellor, from the fans, from the money people, the collective. You want to change the uniforms? Yeah, we'll change the uniforms. You want to bring your dog on the? Yep, done. You want to do this? Yep, Realtree. Yep, we'll do everything. Hey, we're going to bring Aflac out here, and we're going to get you on national commercials next year with you and the duck. They've done everything they could do, and if it's not enough, like you wonder. I mean, I would wonder, like, what does it take for you to be happy? Because, and I'm not even talking about all the family stuff. I'm talking about the job. Like, this is a better job today than Florida. You're going to have to go to Florida and start building something. Like, this to me is like, I would have thought tonight would have been a night where he would look around and go, you know what? I'm crazy. Like, I've said this all along. There's two jobs, maybe three in the SEC that to me are no-brainers. You leave for Alabama, you leave for Georgia, and you probably leave for Texas, even though that doesn't seem to ever work out. It just feels like somebody's going to take that off into the stratosphere. I don't view Florida that way. I just don't. I don't get it. It's kind of Yeah, Spurrier won. Urban won. They won everywhere. A bunch of other people have lost. Look at their record over the last 5 years. It's nowhere close to Ole Miss's, nowhere close to Georgia's. And you got to play Georgia every year. And Georgia's worlds ahead of Florida right now. And so this would have been a day when he could have said, yeah, I'm staying. This place would be bonkers. He would have raised a ton of money. They would have given him everything he wants. Everything's in place. And he would have been able to go into the tampering portal and what's coming up with the high school portal and the high school signing period or whatever with a ton of momentum. Momentum that, frankly, I don't know that any Ole Miss coach since maybe Vaught back in a time that I wasn't alive for, and I'm an old dude now, none of those coaches ever had that. And I guess he's still got about a 24 to 48 hour window to capitalize on that, but it felt like kind of a wasted opportunity walking off the field because this place, man, when this thing ended in the fourth quarter, this place was electric. This place was really cool. And I was at Georgia this year when Georgia was putting away Ole Miss, and that atmosphere is phenomenal. And the atmosphere here tonight rivaled that. It just did.
Yeah. Neil, go right. We'll get you back
Okay.
afterward. Because also, I'm assuming you'll put the FTP up with the press conference. Everybody's going to want to see it. So
Yes. Yes.
we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll give you a link as soon as we
All
can
right, Tyler.
on that. Going to look around, talk about a little bit of the season situation after today. Also going to send Brian a link because he was there at the game the entire time. He said he had 3 fights in his section tonight. That apparently it was fairly rowdy. From
there's a couple of things I want to point out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number one,
while I'm doing that.
If he's using the Citadel game as a reference or as like a point of contention, I think it's telling because my first thought when I saw the crowd last week when I was watching the game, because I knew we were going to have to at least pretend to talk about it,
It was good for a FCS.
I do not remember an FCS game like that where like the first half it was like full. And so I would ask this, Lane, as someone who's watched a lot of Florida games this year, did you happen to catch the Long Island atmosphere in the Swamp? Like, I mean, like, I think the bigger question, though, for me is, all right, if you're Lane, this is the last big job. Like, whatever you take next, that's like your big shot. Is this the one that you want to bet on? Because it's, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, man, there have been, we have talked about Florida in theory for basically my entire life. There are 2 people that have won there. They are someone that has won at Bowling Green, Utah, Florida, and Ohio State. And it's another guy that won at freaking Duke in the 80s. And then he won 10 games at South Carolina 3 years in a row. Like, we are talking about 2 of the sports, like, most elite. And maybe that's the way he thinks of himself. And, like, I get it to a certain degree, but it's like, man, if this is the job that I want to, like, go all in on, I wish you well, man.
Hey, Siski, help me out real quick. I'm going to go through the super chats in a second, but before we do that, around the league a little bit, including Oklahoma's huge win in Tuscaloosa, they get to 10-2. Alabama now 2 losses, lost at Auburn, and they're completely out. We'll see what this championship does, but and just in your mind, while I'm getting a link to Brian, is Ole Miss in at 10-2 if things go fairly scratch? Do you think this clinched it?
I think so. I think it's all going to work itself out. Texas is out. They lose. They got smoked. Georgia. Woo-hoo. Georgia peaking at the right time.
Tyler, would you agree? Chase and I were talking about this before you got on. I think tonight eliminated even if Texas were to beat Texas A&M, I think tonight was so bad. Yeah, okay.
I don't think you're going to be like in any world, okay? So I just don't. I think Texas is going. I mean, Oklahoma, is going to jump, obviously. Alabama. I'll be interested where they do the Oklahoma-Alabama thing, right? Because there's so much space between them, but they got the same record now with head-to-head. I'll be interested to see what they do with that. I think they're both still be in. But Texas is out. And And then it just depends on, and with Ole Miss, I think a bye week actually helps Ole Miss a little bit next week, provides
agree.
opportunity for loss for other
So
teams.
we see in November is teams take losses.
I mean, let's say so. Ole Miss will be 6 next week at the worst. Is that right? Is that what we're kind of feeling? It's probably where they'll end up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because somebody fall. Yeah, I guess Bama lost. Yeah.
Bama lost.
True.
And I don't
So-
think Oklahoma can jump them because they have a head-to-head on the road.
I think over a 2-week stretch, I mean, I think a lot of things would have to happen for Ole Miss to. They'll be probably 5 or 6 going in the last game and to drop that many spots. And I think the ACC is going to be it's probably, I don't know. I don't think they're now. It was funny. It's like last week, I was assuming Louisville was going to win out and Louisville would be up there eventually. But yeah, that's not. They've lost twice since we had our last post game. I think
Is there a way for Miami? Is there a way for Miami? Like, what else do they need to get back into the actual championship game?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know if they can. That's what's weird is they're going to be the highest ranked ACC team, but they're not going to be. I don't know if they can get into the championship game. I don't think they're going to ever get high enough to get in there. So they're going to continually to put them in there in the slot, and it's not even going to be them. It's probably going to be Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, SMU, and Virginia are the 3. I think that have the cleanest path.
I know the 5 most likely scenarios for the conference championship game did not include Miami. But, I don't know. That thing about that league is, like, that league can always just eat itself. Like, Boston College beat Georgia Tech tonight.
And we cover SEC 90% of the time anyway, but what drives me nuts is Virginia's loss to NC State does not count as an ACC loss. That's one of the dumbest freaking things ever. And they're way up here, sitting up here on the ACC standings, but they actually have 2 ACC losses.
No, it's my example of when people ask, like, you love college football, but you also know it's dumb. And like, what is your example? I go, well, NC State is going to beat Georgia Tech and UVA. Only one of those games is going to count towards the ACC. And that NC State is a charter member of the ACC conference.
Yeah, it's dumb. Alabama, I think will be. I still think they're in. They'll be. They'll have a sense of urgency now.
They're going to beat Auburn.
They'll be fine.
And at 10-3, they get in even if they lose in Atlanta, if they're in Atlanta or whatever. Well, they're going to
have the same. There's a formula, right, that contain them a little bit. They struggle running the football in direct runs, and they struggle protecting on the perimeter, and that bogs them down offensively. They're going to see that in Auburn now, and it's going to be on the road. They're going to have a tough time running the football, and they're going to have edge guys that can get there. And it's just a matter of, that's a weird game.
Well, and to your point, I think they also struggle just shutting down the run game. And if Auburn commits to it, I think Auburn's good enough to run it on them.
Yeah, I think that could be a low scoring game. I thought today's under did hit, but I didn't think it was going to. But
it took a lot.
Hey, what's going to win out? I got a question. Again, I think Ole Miss is beating Mississippi State. 11-1 is going to be at worst the 6th. You're going to host the ACC bad team, whatever that is. You're in great shape, win the game. But just to get the nuclear option out of the way, at 10-2, with Oklahoma winning, but you got that win in Norman, which gives Ole Miss a hell of a road win all of a sudden. Oklahoma's probably going to beat Missouri, probably going to beat LSU. Oklahoma's got a damn good shot at getting in, too, because their schedule strength is unbelievable at 10-2. Does that give you, because of the head-to-head, does that give you your floor? Or is recency bias potentially a problem if you lose to State? How do you kind of play those against each other?
I mean, based on everything they've said, I think Oklahoma beating Alabama. I think Oklahoma getting in the playoff is the almost guarantees Ole Miss in at 10-2. If that makes sense. If Oklahoma can get in at 10-2, then I think there's no way Ole Miss
I don't think there's any scenario where both teams are 10-2 and you can justify putting Oklahoma ahead of them because it wasn't like it was a fluke win. Ole Miss was convincingly better in Norman.
Yeah. So they're in.
I think so.
I think so. I think, and I I would also say this, though. I'm not sure Oklahoma's beat Missouri yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I would go heavy.
Mizzou can run it. Mizzou can really run it.
Yeah, Oklahoma can really stop it too.
I know, but like, how many teams can really run it right now in the league?
Yeah, but when Missouri's played teams that can stop the run, they had like 60 yards rushing against them a couple weeks ago.
I mean, to your point, Missouri is kind of the team that when they go against mediocre, they look really good, and then when they go against good, they don't look very good. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a point to make.
And you got a true freshman quarterback too, and he's
around
he was not as bad tonight, but I do not think I want to see him against Brent Venables.
Around the league real quick, 23-21, Oklahoma over Alabama, 4-2 in the league, 8-2 overall for Oklahoma. Again, Missouri, LSU left, Alabama 8-2, 6-1. First SEC loss, Florida State there that opening weekend. Georgia crushes Texas to move to 7-1 in the SEC, 9-1 overall. They just have, somebody in Georgia Tech left, but they're done with SEC play. Tennessee wins but doesn't cover against New Mexico State, I don't think. And then LSU, Frank Wilson is the interim, 23-22 over Arkansas. The Hogs 0-6 in the SEC. And Missouri hammers Mississippi State 49-27 here at this point. I am currently watching BYU TCU, but I do not know if that's the best game at all. It's just what I have on in front of me right now. So
I think it's the
I have
only
no
game
clue.
No, okay. No, Tyler. Some of us heroes have STDSU -2.
I'm watching UFC 322.
Oh, and then Texas A&M 31-30 against South Carolina. They were trailing 30-3 at one point. Completely dominate the second half. A&M 10-0.
I would like to take this moment.
7-0.
I would like to take this moment to commend my friend who is sitting on the far right, who 100% took Texas A&M to win at the half. What'd you get? Plus 750?
Plus 550.
Plus 550. It's a great hit, my friend.
Thank you.
That means that you don't really have to work that hard the rest of the day.
Yeah, I would also like to tell Lane Kiffin to kiss my ass because I needed another point to really hammer because I took my winnings and crushed it. I got it at 10.5. So I'd like to thank the awesome play calling. I'd like to thank the awesome play calling at the 1 and the 3 for preventing the cover. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Because the stat sheet would have had you worried had you just seen the stat sheet. You went, oh no, that ain't good. That ain't win.
I lost.
You took it to cover. My bad. I thought you took Florida. Sorry, my bad.
No, I took Ole Miss.
Well, I can't believe you didn't. Aren't you the king of buying the 10.5 to 10?
No, it's 10 to 9.5. But
okay.
I just.
You got to also.
I thought. I mean, and it shouldn't have been. What are we sitting here talking about? It shouldn't have been. They played they literally won by as little amount of points as they could possibly win by.
Real quick, unconfirmed source says Mizzou put up 49 points with only 8 completed passes. I did not realize they had run that much. Wow, that's a hell of a stat. And then a few super chats. Will M, thank you. Dang it, Billy, thank you. There's a lot of just shit talking back and forth, mostly. Josh, thank you. Says Ole Miss is a business. NIL collective is a well-oiled machine. At this point, a lot of credit's Lane, but a lot of people made it happen. Be fine. Don't want him to go, but we'll carry on. Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss has a really good structure in place. ADs, Chancellor's Foundation, all those things play a big role. Jake, huge super chat. Appreciate you. Says, who does Siski have delivering Diet Millers? Laugh out loud. My wife does not love me that much. There from our boy, Jake.
My wife doesn't love me that much either. That was my son.
Somebody you can still make do it at this point. So yeah.
I saw the Live 360 that he went to the game, so I saw the Live 360 that he got home, and so as soon as he got home, I texted. I was like, "Hey, bring me some Diet Millers from the garage, please."
Do you call them Diet Millers even in that context? He just didn't know. You could have said beer. I mean,
he knows what it is. I raised mine right.
Yeah.
Guys, Lacy had an unbelievable night. He's not even going to win like Offensive Player of the Week. Ahmad Hardy, 25 carries, 300 yards, a log of 72. He averaged 12 yards per carry, and he had 3 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, he had
I mentioned
one.
it. I thought Braun was going to kick. Yeah, I was going to ask him about this because he was. I think he stayed
Where the
for
hell's he at?
most of the game and the whole game. I don't know. I sent him the link. I hadn't heard from him yet. Um, need to give Ole Miss a lot of credit. That was a hell of a pregame. I usually pregame does nothing for me, and I'm just kind of doing other stuff. But the light show, crowd was there really early. I mean, it felt really big time today. So credit to the marketing people, everybody that's involved with that. I mean, there was a lot of energy in
Do
that
they play
place
Dixie?
prior to the game. And they do that. What do they call it? I don't know. There's like a name where they do the mix or
Medley.
whatever. They just change the end so you can't do the chant. But
Yeah, but
yeah.
the
That's kind of
problem is the end is the best part.
I know. I mean, yes, that's.
Like, uh,
I mean, would you trust them to bring it back though?
no, I know, but it's just annoying because god damn, it's a great song.
It's amazing.
It's just annoying.
It's good.
Like, it's an annoying. Like, it's very annoying. Like, I don't actually think everyone is being like some woke, ridiculous left winger by not allowing the student section to chant "The South Will Rise Again." But I will quote my father, who said this in real time. So this is not. The school should have sent out an email telling the students to say "The South will rise again," because whatever the email said, that's what the students were not going to do. So just sit there and approve it, and then they would have stopped saying it.
Fair. Very fair. Apparently, they played Tom Petty after the game, but I don't know which song. Which song did they play?
"I Won't Back Down" is the fourth quarter song for Florida.
Yeah,
Petty's
yeah,
from
yeah.
Gainesville.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know if they picked a different one. That was like free falling or
Their
something.
fourth quarter song is like right after Petty died. They made "Won't Back Down" like their big song.
Yeah.
It's no "Don't Do Me Like That" though. I'll say that.
Okay, it was pulling back now. Seeing it from Red here. That works. We got a record here, Siski. We're an hour 15 in, and I haven't even asked this question. What'd you think of your boy Trinidad tonight?
Oh, I think Austin Simmons should be the starter. I
Okay.
just had to say. I just had to. Since you asked me the question,
Healthy Austin.
I had to match your energy with the question.
He was 0 for 1 tonight. He did play.
No, I thought he played. I thought he played well. He had the bad throw on. He spiked it on the goal line play.
The behind whatever the Saints play. It's the Chase has to love it because it's the Drew Brees play.
NFL short yardage play, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's cover zero. You're just trying to get. You're just going out to 1 and 2, and hoping they don't pass it off. And but he missed it. He didn't see the drop. He got the balls batted down in half slide. So it's the same stuff, right? That he has issues with. But I thought that ironically, I thought the play that even though they didn't, it could have the momentum. I felt like the momentum was swinging. I think one of the biggest plays of the game is the fourth down. He catches his own batted pass in the first down. Like that could have, like they still didn't get it. That's when they got stopped.
Play.
But they at least flipped the field position to where they had to punt instead of being in scoring position if they had the same kind of drive. I thought that was a really big play. I thought he did some really good things with his legs. Threw a couple good balls. Had a really good ball on one of the fourth downs. But yeah, he played solid. They just looked. I don't know, man. Just they didn't have their A game, but it was solid.
He also had a lot of the. I don't know if the TV copy made it look as bad as maybe the coach's copy would have from the end zone, but he had a lot of throws where, like when he let it go, I was like, oh my god. Because, like, I thought guys were going to jump it, but they ended up catching it. And so, like, I don't know if it was lucky or necessarily if it was, like, maybe the TV copy made it look much more high risk than it was.
Yeah, I'd have to see the TV copy to see the coverage and what route concept they had called. Yeah.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but there were a lot of throws that he made where I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, I would not have made that throw."
Yeah.
A couple questions for you, Siski. One, you may not be able to tell, and one, I don't know if you want to answer this or not. Let's see. From Tyler says, can we ask Siski what the overall opinion is of Lane in the coaching industry?
I'll go to the next question.
Okay, fair enough.
He's
Should we
he's
read
a,
into that kind of like with Lane, or is that just a non-answer? What do you think?
that's
Can
that
I,
is
can I ask you this way? Is his reputation as a schemer of football, not a schemer of life?
football. No, there is nothing. He is a phenomenal football coach. That is never.
So like, I think that's actually what most people are asking.
I'm having fun. He's a very well respected. Like he's a hell of a football coach. He's one of the. He's a top 5, maybe top 3 play caller of my generation. I mean, he's an elite mind. His shortcomings is coming out. You're seeing it in real time. Mm-hmm. So, I guess the best way is like, I'm all for change and all for that. But I told somebody this week, the more people change, the more they stay the same. You're seeing in real time right now, like this is some stupid shit. I'm legitly, like, I feel like, I don't even know the right way to say it, is like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, there is no Jeffrey, and I didn't want to cut you off when you were talking about this earlier. The leverage shit's over with. He's got what he's going to get from Florida. He's got what he's going to get from freaking. He knows. So what do we do? Right. So either there's 2 things going on right now. Either one, he's trolling his own fan base and he's leaving, or B, he's doing it for the attention of himself. Either way, it's not good. It's not the right thing to do. That is the shortcomings.
I guess though, because I agree with you. I think though, I keep coming back to the point though of this is also what you signed up for. Like in the end, if it were just truly like a meritocracy of like who's the best schemer, this guy gets the best jobs, whatnot, like Lane would probably have good jobs. But there's a reason why, like when he was available, Ole Miss got him. Now, is there anyone that wants to trade the last 6 years? Because based on my lifetime of watching Ole Miss football, I would say this has been a pretty good run. But
no,
this is
he is a phenomenal. He is a phenomenal football coach.
And that's where they are.
But he cannot get out of his own way sometimes.
Listen, I had somebody in the industry tell me
he beats to his own drum. He beats to his own drum. Okay. I was at a organization that was like the freaking Roman Empire of organizations for a long time. And there were hundreds and hundreds of people that came into the Roman Empire, figured out their role, and did what they were supposed to do in the Roman Empire. Of all the hundreds of people in the Roman Empire that figured out how to make the thing work, there's only been one that came in the Roman Empire and still didn't ever figure out how it worked. And there is literal proof of why that didn't work.
And by the way, we are not talking
fired before the national championship game. Who does that?
We're not even talking late stage Roman Empire. We are talking about Caesar. We are talking about the peak of the empire. The nobody else should even like battle us of the Roman Empire.
We have we have a developing situation real quick. We have Dan Wolken defending Ole Miss again today. I mean, he's on like a roll of like 9 in a row right here. Wolken has completely gone in.
But that's where we're at. That's where I'm kind of.
I mean, his quote here. This is actually good. Like that quote about it would be disrespectful or whatever. Wolken quote tweets it and says it would be disrespectful to his players to talk quote about Florida. But what about talking quote to Florida? Would that be disrespectful, Lane? Just wondering. Fair.
All right. Here's
where we're at, though, Chase. That's where we're at, though, Chase. This like to normal people. This is not even. What are we doing? This is this is not even a decision, and it's like enough. Like I'm cool. Like first of all, I want to say this: I'm 100% cool with using it for leverage and this and that and all that. It's been leveraged out for weeks. Like you got the what you like. You've reached the point. So at this point, and you're like I was a little bit done last night, but I was really done with that tweet today. So at this point, it's like, are you going to leave and troll your own fan base? That's just like it's not going to end well.
So you know what actually, because I'm not really that emotionally involved in it. Siski, I've even told Chase and Neil this. Once I realized Ryan Silverfield was probably not getting another job unless other things broke a certain way, I really didn't get that invested in the coaching carousel because I just didn't think it was that important to like what I actually did. The Dellinger thing bothered me, and I want to be clear, not because like I like Ross. Like I think Ross is very good, and like I root for Ross. Like I think Ross is not somebody that came through the Syracuse Northwestern pipeline. But when Ross is laying out that, like, well, you know, there were some ground rules about, like, we're not going to talk about the job, but then, like, Lane starts to talk about it, I'm like, I'm just kind of done here, man. Like, this is all just a dog and pony show, and that's fine. Like, congratulations to you. But, like, I don't have to, like, I don't have to entertain it. Does that make sense?
Well, here's my and look, I'm just going to be honest. I know I may upset some people or whatever. I really don't give a shit. But like, I grew up in the world. I'm old. Like I actually like to say I'm old school, but even though Lane is older than I am, so he grew up with the same kind of people that I did. In this business, you keep the main thing the main thing. This is not and you got a chance right now of like literally. I mean, it's about building statue kind of shit outside the stadium. He's done the best coaching job that he's probably ever done in his life, and we're using like it's either a we're making this about ourselves, or b we're trolling a freaking fan base on the way out the door, and like you don't get shots like this very often. You don't like I promise you when I freaking walked off the field in the Superdome, we lost to Oklahoma, when we lost to Ohio State, I was like, oh, I'll be back. Haven't been back. You don't get chances. You get very few shots at this deal. And I don't understand it, man. I don't. I feel bad for it's early in the process. I get it. It's leverage. We're past the point of leverage. I feel bad for everybody, man. It's no longer the joke is up. It's time to shit or get off the fucking pot.
I think where I do have sympathy, and I mean, obviously, I'm married to an Ole Miss fan, so I have somewhat sympathy. Although she doesn't actually watch and enjoy games anyway, so I don't know how much sympathy I do have. I am very sympathetic to the fact that this is something that in my lifetime has never happened at Ole Miss, and everybody can't just sit back and enjoy the ride. Like that's what I think is actually being robbed.
Well, no, but that's
Yeah,
that's
they're
the point.
10-1 for God's sake.
Here, and this last thing I'm going to say because I'm going to end up pissing people off, but I'm past the point. I don't give a shit. Is every fucking time everything, excuse my language, gets asked about it? Oh, it's about this team and everything else. No, it's not. If it was about the team, you'd make it about the team. This is not about the team. There's no actions being demonstrated that's about the team. And maybe that's where I'm wrong here, or I piss people off. You get one shot in your lifetime sometimes to get this thing done. And Ole Miss has a shot, right, wrong, or indifferent. I mean, they're a bracket matchup away from making a run at this thing. Okay, they're a matchup. Injury. I mean, they're going to be one of 12 teams at a shot at it. You get one shot at it. So stop telling me that it's about the team. I'm tired of hearing that because that's bullshit. And if you don't call that bullshit, you're full of shit. You're scared to do it. We're past the point of saying we're focused on the team. No, we're not. No, we're not. There's nothing out there about the team right now. If it was about the team, then all the conversation would have been about playing Florida this week instead of, oh, Lane, where's Lane going? Lane going. He loves this shit. He loves this shit. So is it going to be about the team? Make the shit about the team. I'm tired of hearing that because that's bullshit. I don't do bullshit very well.
And again, I keep getting asked to comment on people in the message board who they believe have been always right in the past. I mean, he may stay, but to say he is 100% staying right now is just simply you cannot know. I'm not disrespecting anybody on the board, but that the Ole Miss administration does not know that. So that like sure, be be positive, all that kind of stuff, and maybe you end up being right. But no, I mean it is not 100% in either direction right now. It's just not, and I am completely sourced on that in multiple ways. I mean, it's just not even a question. Um, Again, not being a jerk, just saying. So, all right, Mac Attack, thank you. Does Kiffin stuff, including not blah 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 coaching? Sorry, the chat's moving quickly. Coaching postseason potential lead to missed payouts on bonuses for the rest of the staff. Siski, I don't know.
So ask that question again.
If Lane ended up not coaching in the bowl game, would that have any impact on staff bonuses?
No.
Not if they stay.
No, that's why I had to stay at Arkansas State for freaking a month before I came to Ole Miss.
The Mobile game?
That was so brutal.
By the way, thank y'all. That was free money.
I as I say that, I had to do the Lane interview every day because we only had 4 people left on the staff, and so I had to go talk to the media after practice every day, and they were like, what are you going to do after the bowl game? I'm focusing on this team, and throughout January 9th and on January 10th, I'll wake up and discuss with my family and figure out where we're going after I'd already fill out my HR paperwork.
USC win today. They held on against Iowa.
They did. There was Iowa had a throw down like inside the 10, but like the kid's pinky toe was on the white, and so USC won.
But so they need another loss to be out for sure. But they play Oregon at Oregon next week.
Correct.
Yes.
I also think Michigan's a threat, but I mean, I don't know.
No, they got to beat.
I think Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to beat them by 100. But let me tell you what, I have lost so much money betting on Ohio State against Michigan in the last 5 years.
And somebody I just saw in the chat. Somebody was talking about I'm tired of the I don't do this during the season thing and all that. That's a fucking excuse. You're tone deaf if you don't understand. Like, you can't sacrifice a season. Hey, if you're 6-5 or you're goddamn 7-3, cool. But like, there's no way as a coach, there's no way you can watch that game tonight as a coach and you can't go home tonight as a coach and go, man, are these distractions starting to get a little heavy on the team? Like, that's got to cross your mind.
No, I mean, I told Chase this before you got on. Part of the whole thing of, like, why I wasn't super comfortable with going, like, Ole Miss is going to win this game, even though my eyes told me it was, hey, man, like, at a certain point, like, that stuff might have, like they were not playing well. And I'm sitting there going, like, well, what's different?
Well, you just can't. There's no way you can't go home. No coach in America would coach that game and go home and go and not at least cross your mind and go, man, I wonder if this is if we were a distracted team tonight. You can't. And so, like, cool, I get it's that your policy that you don't discuss coaching changes and all that, but I mean, you either want to win this thing or you don't. Like, and you got a real shot now. Real shot. You're 60 minutes away from guaranteeing a home game, and then you're going to get matched up and have a good matchup with either a 4 seed or and pray to God that Indiana's sitting there waiting on you. And you got a real shot. So
Well, Indiana without
I don't.
Surratt. I do
And
think
then
Indiana.
well, but I mean, I know, but what I'm saying is like,
Yeah,
cool.
no, I'm
It's
with you.
not your
I'm
fault,
totally
but
with
this
you.
is to your point, Jeffrey. This is it. He won't have to deal with this much anymore, right? So he's 50 years old, whatever he is. Like there's not going to be like a next time. This is it, and you know, this is a unique situation, and you know, I don't know, man. I hate it for I hate it. I'm not even a fan, and I hate it for the fans. Does that make sense? Like it's
I totally
like
agree with you.
I did coach here twice under two different people. I know how much they care and they want a winner, and you're staring one right in the face. And brother, like we can sit here and talk about, oh well, maybe next year. Like Chase, you're an Ole Miss fan. When was the last time Ole Miss had a legitimate shot at a national title?
I mean, this late in the season,
Yeah.
Never. Not in our
the
lifetime.
1960s.
Okay,
Yeah, but not.
I
so
mean,
what do we do?
I guess in theory last year because it was one more week. But yeah, I know what you mean. Through 11 games, correct. Yes.
So
The
like
only other time that would actually qualify was when Arkansas came to town in 2015.
yeah,
That was their best shot.
But that was 2 weeks earlier in the season.
Correct.
I don't I mean, look, he's going to do what he's going to do. He's always done what he's going to always do. Like I said, there's hundreds of people through that freaking Roman Empire that had it figured out and one didn't. I'll let you take a guess who the one wasn't. But I don't know, man. I just I hate it. It's you know, regardless of what happens, we're getting to a point of negative return.
I mean, I do think we're within. I mean, I honestly, I do still see some resolution this week. I mean, I just do. So
Well, I'm with you.
one way or the
I'm
other.
with you. Like, but I'm with you. But my point of the drill is that if you're going to get to a resolution this week, it still could have been handled differently. Like
You could have just promoted your team better tonight. Period. I mean, period.
I don't know.
Again, I want to listen to the press conference. I haven't seen it, but
No, Chase, I thought you made a great point tonight. This is the ultimate, like, the ultimate PR night for your program.
this should have
Look
been
at
Georgia last year on steroids tonight. Should
look
have
at
been
what
on
the stadium.
steroids. You've got a week off. You cannot lose next week.
Well, I mean, to me, like that's the other aspect about it. This team has historically been bad under him after a bye week, and then this is going to be one of the weirdest bye weeks I think of his entire tenure.
Well, that's my whole point. I guess my whole point is this: is that we have reached a point to where, like, I understand from a coach's standpoint. I 100% get the, hey, I don't discuss things to the end of the year. Let me gain leverage. Let me get a commitment for the collective for this is what we're going to do, and you know, get cleared and NIL go. This is what we're going to be working with in the future. Blah blah blah. This school can do this. We match this here. Okay, the cards are on the table, man. You know what the cards are on the table. We have reached the point of negative returns now, and so that's where I'm at. It's like every day that goes by, there's no more. There's no other reason to not do it from here on out. So we've reached a point of negative returns. And Neil, you were probably right. But I was saying earlier is like to kind of fill you in. So I was like, if you're a coach and you have coached one game and you go home tonight and you start, which every coach is going to do tonight, they coach in a college football game, you're going to sit there and the freaking game is going to be rolling through your head the whole night and you're not going to sleep because you're geeked up. And everybody else is going to be sleeping in the house. And what's going through your mind is going, hey, what could have I done better? What could have I changed? But one of those things that's going to go through any coach's head on that Ole Miss staff, every single one of them is going to go, was our team distracted tonight because we did not perform up to where we should have been? And so that's from here on out, we're at a point of negative returns, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, middle of the third quarter, I was working on that column where I was going to say, look, rightly or wrongly, fairly or unfairly, that's what was going to be the narrative. And Chase is better versed on this than I am because he's probably had a little more time to look at it and he's spent more time looking at it. But they're probably in the playoff now. But the Egg Bowl determines whether they play at home. And then once you get to the playoff, you're one of 12 teams that have a chance to win the national championship. I've never been there, Tyler. You have. I'm going to venture to guess that you want to be pretty locked in, right? I mean, you want to be laser focused because you don't get those opportunities always. Not everybody gets those chances. I mean, we were talking about, Chase and I were talking about Knox, Kiffin, and OHS earlier today, and how, for Knox, I mean, he's on this playoff run that it's probably the most important thing in the world to him right now. I mean, because you never know when you're going to get back. I mean, there are guys on this Ole Miss team, I promise you, because they're out of time, that this is the only chance they'll ever have to win a national championship. And everybody inside that program should be laser focused on it. And if they're not, you should be asking why not? Because, I mean, opportunities to win championships, I don't care if you're playing for a Super Bowl or the national championship or you're playing for the state soccer championship. Those opportunities are precious, man.
Well, that's what I was saying right before you came on. I was like, when I walked off the field at the Superdome in January of 2015, I thought I'd be back 18 times. Yeah. It didn't feel like it was that hard to get there after all that work and all that. And then you get a phone call, life happens, whatever, right? And you never get back. And that's, as a competitor, that's the ultimate stage. And yeah, you're locked in and all that stuff. But like, I guess my point and what I said right before while you were writing is, you got to, like, I basically said, Neil, is I'm tired of all the responses about focusing on the team and this, because this is not about the team anymore. We can say what we want to say it, but this is not about the team anymore. That shit sailed for me.
Well, let's be clear tonight. Kewan Lacy just ran for
224.
230, 224. That's right.
And no one is talking about it because you're talking about this shit.
Yes, he ran 31 times for 224 yards, 3 TDs, that 59-yard run that should go down in Ole Miss lore, frankly. Because that game was getting ready to swing to Florida. And he breaks that run, and from that point forward, Ole Miss dominated the game. And the place was electric. The end of the third quarter was wild. It was loud. The fourth quarter was this big party that I think we all expected. We should be talking about Kewan Lacy tonight. Trinidad Chambliss transferred in here for, what was it, May, I guess? April, May, I don't know, whatever. He played at Ferris State last season. I bet most of us couldn't have told you where the hell Ferris State was before August. Tyler could have. I couldn't have. Maybe you guys could have. Y'all are all smarter than me. I didn't know where Ferris State was.
I watched way too much Division II football, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, there you go. I didn't know where Ferris State was. And we should be talking about Trinidad Chambliss, who just had a special season. I mean, a special season. I wrote this in my column, but, like, Ole Miss has had some really good quarterbacks. You guys have probably already talked about this. Forgive me for a minute. I mean, you had Archie Manning, you've had Eli Manning, you had Chad Kelly and Bo Wallace and Jackson Dart, and I'm missing some. Jordan Tamu was here tonight. Ole Miss has been blessed with some really good quarterbacks, and this kid's come in and it's a special story. We should be talking about that tonight. But instead, we're talking about Theo Vaughn and whether Lane was trolling with hats and visors and it's like all the oxygen gets sucked out and goes one direction. And at some point you want to go, I mean, no one's not giving credit, but like, Wydett Williams Jr. played at ULM last year. I make a lot of ULM jokes because I have a degree from there. ULM never plays in games like this where you actually have a chance to compete. Tyler's coached a game in Monroe. It's a dump. It's horrible. I mean, he made a big play tonight. He's made a bunch of big plays this season. I mean,
Hey,
I
Neil.
can just go on and on, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Lane Kiffin. And on a night when, frankly, anybody else would look around on a night like tonight, and I don't care if you've signed an MOU with Florida and an MOU with LSU and an MOU with the Chicago Bears, you would look around and go, do I really want to leave this? I built this. That's the part I look at and go, I'm kind of stunned, honestly, because I think a normal person would look around and go, and they're gonna, and it's not like Ole Miss is going cheap, right? It's not like people do the Tommy Tuberville thing. Tommy Tuberville left for a better program at that time.
They
Tommy
practiced
Tuberville
in
left.
the parking lot the day that he took the Auburn job. In the parking lot.
I mean, and Tommy Tuberville left a chancellor that was kind of not really pulling in that same direction to go to a place where at the time, man, Auburn was going to do whatever it took to get the players necessary, right? Give me the list. We'll go make it happen. Shoe boxes. We'll get it done. I mean, that's not the case now. It's just, I'm kind of, I don't know. I didn't expect, the people that were doing there's going to be this thing on the scoreboard. I'm like, no, there's not. That's stupid. But I was a little, I'm a little surprised that the same guy who gave this big, long interview with Ross Dellinger on Tuesday said it would be disrespectful to talk about this today. Now? Why?
No, I told Chase and Tyler this, Neil, and this is not a slight against Ross because I respect Ross and I like Ross.
Tyler loves Ross.
Yeah, I'm sure Tyler does.
Ross Dellinger.
Ross Dellinger.
Oh, Dellinger. I'm sorry.
Well, Ross, look, while we're here, look, Jeffrey, there's Jesus.
I know you told me. You told me. Man gave you a 3-year guaranteed deal, and you're like that human being might as well be the Son of Christ.
I mean, y'all can talk all the shit y'all want to.
No,
hey, shout out, hey Ross, I know you're not listening, but in case somebody sends this to you, appreciate you, big dog. Quick U wants to send you a Christmas card. You the man.
They're getting a gift basket this Christmas season. They're getting whatever the agents send out. Quick U clients are definitely sending out a bigger one. But no,
appreciate you, Ross. Hey, Ross, here you go, dog. Diet Miller for you, dog.
Hey, to 11-0.
That's right.
But no, what I told Chase and Tyler was, I like Ross. And I'm happy when Ross gets like a big story because I like when guys that don't come from Northwestern or Syracuse actually make it in our business. Like I really do. It actually annoyed me that Lane set out the parameters of I'm not talking about the job, and then in the course of the interview just proceeded to talk about everything. And I'm like, this is just this is what it is, man. This is a reality show, and he just wants to be on Bravo.
What would make you think that, Jeffrey?
Basically everything that I just watch.
So let me ask you guys this, and if you've already talked about it, just tell me to shut up and move on.
No.
In your opinions, it's Saturday night at 11:30 basically as we record this. He's got. I mean, how long until you're like this? This isn't. How long until this isn't tenable?
Well, that's what I was kind of saying earlier. I think from this point forward, we've reached the point of negative returns. So,
at what point though? But at what point? At what point, Tyler, would you go? This isn't tenable. This is.
Well, when you feel like, and
right?
then this is only a question for Keith, right? Because Keith's the only
Yeah.
one that knows this. When it gets to a point of where not knowing something definite hurts the ability for the university and the program to move forward with another candidate if you decide to leave, and that's only an answer that Keith would have, whatever he feels best. But I would imagine it. I'm going to stick with what I said this past Monday on our show, where I think it's 7 to 10 days.
There's no way
From
you can
now,
make it. No way
No,
you make it to
last
the.
Monday.
There's no way you make it to the Egg Bowl on the 28th.
I
I don't
think
think there's any way that you can make it.
that's a
At,
long
I think you
13
gotta have an
days.
answer.
You're telling
I
me,
think
Parham.
yeah, but as an AD,
Hey, I loaded
and
Lane, by the way, in the thing.
Oh, was it up?
Yeah.
you going to
Oh,
show it live here?
oh, it's on the FTP.
I've already put it in our system. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, I didn't see it on the FTP yet. My bad.
Yeah, we're good. It's up.
Are you showing it on here, Chase?
I mean, it's 15 minutes. Do you want me to do that?
I
Oh,
mean,
there it
fuck.
is.
Ask the chat. There's only 7,000 of them in here.
I mean, I can build it.
I don't know how that goes. That's for you technical guys. Named Chase.
I mean, Neil, like along the same lines, right? Like, there's no way. How can you get to next Monday and not have an answer? I'm sorry, a week from Monday. So the Monday of the Egg Bowl, like, how can you really not have an answer?
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
I'm asking. I'm not. This is
so
not
here's the thing, right? At some point, here's the one thing, and this is where I'm being repetitive, but I can't help thinking this.
And can I go ahead and then remind me to say something? Go ahead.
Just goes real quick. At some point, someone's got to write the story that Lane Kiffin has an offer from Florida. Like, officially has an offer. It's been offered. It's done. They're waiting an answer.
Can that happen?
I don't know. In the old days, it probably would have.
Right, but
So,
but my point is, so Tyler, like, let's use your example from earlier today about how things can get done verbally.
yeah.
What if there's never technically an offer?
Well, you'll get it. It's not. You're going to get, like, I've seen a lot of. I've
Sorry,
seen a
let me
lot of.
rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. What if there's never a reportable offer?
Well, there's going to be an MOU. I mean, there's going to be. I mean, and you can use agents and shit like that. But like, we're past. And again, it's what I've kind of get to. We've exited that territory of this whole conversation, and we're in a whole like it's time. Like it's shit or get off the pot. But like Keith can't go. Like Keith's got to like. There are candidates I imagine that Keith would like to talk to. They're also going to be involved in other coaching searches. Would we agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
I
Hell
would.
yeah.
Well, I would certainly think so. I mean, we can dance around this a little bit, but I've got this from enough people to believe it to be true. I mean, as crazy as maybe it would sound to the national media, and I'm not saying this would be Ole Miss's first choice. I have no idea whether he would be the first choice, the second choice, the eighth choice. I don't know. Let me be crystal clear with that. But it is my understanding from multiple people that the SEC job, that if it came open, that he would like the most is Ole Miss, and I'm talking about John Summerall. That's just an example. Like who knows, right? Whether
What if Kenny Dillingham?
There were some people. Yeah, Kenny Dillingham supposedly has at least kicked the tires on Auburn. Would he kick the tires on Ole Miss? I don't know. James Franklin is down the road a little with Virginia Tech, but supposedly he's kind of waiting to see if something else pops open. Is Ole Miss one of those things? I don't know. But I wouldn't want to go 2 more weeks before I found out.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you can't like, because for the fans that don't know, you're going to have, you got a bye week this week, but like you're going to know at the start of next week what's next.
What I was going to say real quick is that I think, and I'm hearing a little bit here from multiple places while you guys are talking. I think you're going to hear tomorrow a bunch of people through just sort of echo chambers and what kind of came out that a lot of people's hearing he's staying. I think that's about to come really hard in the next 24 hours. And I
Really?
understand. Well, let me preface. I'm going to understand why people are thinking that it's fairly certain, or at least why that's going. I know who's telling them in some ways. It's not it is not certain though, because what we don't know here, and again, he could end up staying as early as damn tomorrow. They could put the screws on him. He could sign the extension tomorrow. Well, I don't know. I'm admitting I do not know. However, I think there at this moment is a lot of ammunition for both sides to feel very confident, and somebody is going to be wrong in this. So you're going to hear a lot of push tomorrow that a lot of people have heard from different people they trust, and I understand why they trust him. That
A
he
sex
is
special, baby.
staying.
Can
I
ask you a
got a
question?
text. I got a text from someone tonight who is familiar with the process, who said, "Don't be surprised if Lane changes his mind 10 times." I had someone earlier in the week, and I wrote this back when I think on Thursday or Friday when everybody was yelling at me. I said that don't be surprised if both sides feel confident because both sides are being told yes. We do, like Tyler, you probably dealt with this in recruiting, where a kid basically commits to 3 schools, and everybody goes, "We got him, we got him, we got him." And when you don't get him, you realize, well, we were one of 3 schools that got the commitment. We just didn't get the letter, right? We didn't get the signature.
Allegedly.
I'm not sure that's not a terrible comparison.
No, I've used Tyler, you probably remember this. I've used the example of when I was covering Norvell when he was leaving Memphis. Arkansas thought they had him, Ole Miss thought they had him, and Florida State thought they had him. Only one of those schools wound up with him.
Yeah. Anything else from the actual game? Are we
They sucked in the red zone.
Hey, I'm going to tip of the cap for the attempt. I really do. I want to tip of the cap for the attempt there, Chase. Hey, Chase, any updates on the baseball rotation for the spring?
Hey, real quick, I did forget one, Tyler. Somebody asked, did you notice anything second half that helped secondary communication?
Yeah, they didn't leave them singled up across the field.
Okay, well,
They didn't put the corner on the island, man.
Hey, look. Hey, I know this guy.
Three wasn't in one-on-ones
hey,
this
guys.
much.
Hey, Kite,
I'll
I know
tell you-
this
I'll
guy's
tell
a
you
foot
this.
taller than you are. And I know he runs 3 seconds faster than you in the 100. But look,
It's
this
only
half,
2.8.
we're going to have somebody on that side of the field that's going to catch him so you don't have to just chase him for 80 yards down the field.
Do y'all know how close that 4th down throw from
Chase, what did I text you? Chase, what did I text you?
it was on his. I've got video of
that
it.
was
It
all.
on
That
his
was 98
fingers.
to the house right there.
That was
right
like
there.
Oh,
that
you
was
talking
going to
about the
be the
field?
oh my god
Yes.
moment.
Neil,
It was
have-
right.
Chase and I,
It was right there.
All right,
Chase
so
and I are in a
Auburn,
group chat.
Auburn, Georgia. That's what went
Yes,
through my head.
yes, 100%.
Yeah,
It was the Auburn Georgia play with
the
Nick
LSU
Marshall.
Kentucky play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he reaches out and it just goes right there, just right off the tip.
Hey,
I'm
so I
telling you,
know
it hit fingers.
y'all know, like, so y'all have heard me talk about how much the kick six cost me financially. I've told each of you the story before, right? About the bonus money because of kick six game. Auburn had, but also Auburn had to win the kick six game and beat Georgia. If that play we're talking about, the batted ball, if that ball falls incomplete, I still get my money. So not only did kick six have to happen, but that also had to happen for me not to get my bonus.
Neil, Chase and I are in a group chat with 2 like diehard Ole Miss fans, and I just threw out there. I was like, if you think that I wasn't laughing at the thought of 3 batting the ball in the air and costing Ole Miss a win and laughing, you don't know me.
Man, it was so close.
It was like if he would have been looking over the correct shoulder.
Exactly. If he would have just had his head over the other shoulder, yes.
Jeffrey, you'd have been sleeping on the couch tonight had they caught that ball. Like they're like
no, hold on, that's not true. I would have been sleeping in the guest room because Aaliyah, if you really think I was going down to bed after that,
Okay.
That was the classic. I will see y'all at church tomorrow.
Real quick, Ace of Spades, thank you for the super chat. Says Neil made the comment, people saying it being out of the scoreboard thing would be stupid. Yeah, but the whole dang thing is stupid. Not wrong there.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Hey, more than
Jared,
fair.
do you think Lane's decision makes the SEC office consider a lane rule about the SEC hiring from SEC before the end of the playoffs? No.
No.
Let's see. I think Jason, you had one. I was trying to look back. I can look for you. A lot of people saying, preach Siski, happy with you. Siski, how fast would have John run to the Ole Miss job, in your opinion, if it was open? We just talked about that a little bit. And Tyler can't comment on that. He says, on an ineligible player downfield, does the lineman have to be engaged for it to be called, or is it just called if you're over 3 yards regardless?
3 yards.
Just three. Yeah, just three.
Yeah, Ole Miss got screwed on the
hands to the face thing.
The face, but they got it back on the pass interference.
Yep. Okay, I was gonna be like, I know everyone's getting mad at officials, but I was like,
but one cost you 4 points. But I
agree.
I'm pissed off about the hands to the face because it cost me 4 points, and I would have covered.
Tyler, I was with you. I laid 11.5. Like that was a huge one, but we also that was pass interference on that throw. I mean, granted, they still had to go. He tackled him. He tackled him before the ball was even there.
Yeah, I would like to know what the decision was to pick it up. Like what was the
they said it tipped a finger.
Oh yeah, it got tipped. Yeah. That was the reason.
Yeah.
Xavier Harris got a finger on it.
No, I'm talking about in the fourth quarter when he hit the running back out of the backfield.
Tyler and I are talking about Tyler and I were talking about no guys
by the student section, like the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it was after Ole Miss went for it on fourth down and didn't get it and gave the ball back.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That was, dude. That could also been targeting. Like I was like, yeah.
I'm really glad. I mean, Wicked says here, saw a UF fan complain about a beer being thrown at him. My thought was he's lucky that's all it was after the arseholes acted all week. I am glad this game is over. I mean, they suck. I am glad that we're done with this now. Moving on. What are you looking at, Neil? Because you're like, listen, you look like the cover of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
No, I'm trying to load the Kiffin thing. I'm making a content item of it.
All right.
I'm sorry. I was making sure I was loading the
right
photo.
Good.
Chase, rest in peace, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Yeah, that's no longer a thing at Disney World for those of us that actually plan on attending in the next 5 years.
Oh God. Okay. Let's see. Like we've kind of been. Hey, is he gonna have a Zoom tomorrow, or like is the week normal from a media standpoint?
They haven't said. I would be on it. I'd be shocked at a Zoom. I'd be shocked at a Zoom.
Are there going to be ground rules for the Zoom, the conference call Zoom?
No, because no one would play along.
Oh, freaking.
All right.
Also, tolerable table. As someone who is also a Muppets enthusiast, yes, RIP to Muppets 3D. Also, that is no longer.
Also gone.
Yeah. Also, if y'all haven't watched the new Sesame Street on Netflix, I know there were a lot of people that were worried that Sesame Street would go even more woke. There's a character arc of Cookie Monster having to deal with the reality that he made a special cookie for Elmo, and Elmo didn't want the cookie, and he doesn't understand it. Like, he goes through a crisis of conscience. I cannot recommend it enough. It is a fascinating study.
Let's see. They'll move up to back to 6 in the rankings on Tuesday. Alabama will fall below them, I assume, and then they will move. Texas Tech's obviously still going to stay up there.
The Tide do have the yeah. I mean, listen, guys, we ignored a Florida State loss for a really long time. Like, things can be ignored.
Yeah, that is next week when Neil's going to do the subscriber-only Zoom call with all you guys, answer all your questions. I think that's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Wednesday night at 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did do
Wednesday
that at
night
one of those live shows back in the day when it was a smaller crowd. We're like, hey, just pull the chairs up around the table and ask what you got. We'll knock it out. It was during the probation situations back in the day. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Somebody asking last couple things here. He says, "Who's your Heisman today?" Hell, I don't know. Is it saying? I mean, who cares?
Am I being
You're
asked?
a voter now. You should care.
I was gonna say, am I being
I
asked?
haven't gotten anything.
Am I being asked to predict who's going to win, or am I asking who I would vote for?
No, who would you vote for?
Diego.
Fair.
I don't have a problem with that.
I would vote for Mendoza.
I don't have a problem with that either.
I would actually vote. Like, I'll tell you who really deserves it, who won't get it, is Jeremiah Love.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Jeremiah Love.
He's really good.
He's really good.
Can I make my one
fantasy team very good?
Can I make my one? I know he gets to throw to aliens, and we're supposed to discount him. I think Julian Saint's freaking awesome. Like, every throw he makes is on time. His ball placement is incredible. Yes, he is throwing to NFL receivers. I do not discount that. He still does everything he's supposed to do, and I find myself going, damn, this guy's really good.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. The other thing is he doesn't have to throw it. Like, he does throw it well, but in the event that he doesn't throw it well,
it doesn't matter because they'll make the catch.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess this would be my argument. Last thing I'm saying. He's so good that tonight, Tyler, I don't know how much you got to watch of Ohio State because that game was over with, like, when it kicked off. Jeremiah started a route with one hand up. Like, in the event, like, hey, just throw it to me. I'm going to make a one-handed – I know I can tell you, I'm going to put my one hand up. You're going to throw it right here, and I'm going to make a one-handed catch, and it happened.
Let's see. Galen says, distractions aside, any team Ole Miss couldn't beat. I mean, Ohio State would be a horse of a team to deal with.
That'd be tough.
The ones that Ole Miss are going to be teams that are, like, legitimately balanced on offense.
Yep.
Where Ole Miss has trouble is if you can get guys matched up on the safeties. Like, if you get the safeties out of the game in the passing game, which is what you saw in the match quarters today when they gave up the plays, that's where they're going to have problems. And that's where and by the way, everybody is talking about everybody else. Them dogs are playing pretty strong right now.
They are.
I'm glad you said it because I don't think it was a coincidence that Georgia beat Ole Miss.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Texas is gone now. That's it. Longhorns are done.
We'll see you, Longhorns.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see? I wasn't. Have you decided to start drinking the Kool-Aid of the male cheerleaders yet, Chase?
I mean, I was so happy at 30-3 today, Tyler. I mean, like, I was giddy at 30-3 today. Just completely, just ready to pile on tonight, and yet here we are. And then Elko signs his extension with his wife right afterward. They put it out on the X machine, the whole deal. Yeah.
Tyler, have you ever played my favorite game? Triumph of the Will or Aggie Yell Leader Practice?
Well, my wife asked me that question last night, and I obliged.
Yeah. Siski, we need a word for tonight. What you got? You can pick it.
Roman Empire.
No. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Rick Moranis. Oh, wait. Moranis is back in Spaceballs 2. I'm going to watch Spaceballs 2.
Yeah, Elko signed an extension to Texas A&M. They took a picture of he and his wife, like, signing the paper or whatever today.
What are we giving away now? You needed a word. What do you need a word for? Are we already giving away the helmet?
We're still giving away stuff every week. We're just not giving a helmet away.
Oh. You're giving away stuff every week?
Yeah.
What are we giving away?
I don't know. That's not my choice.
I don't know.
Hey, that shit doesn't work around here these days. The words I don't know doesn't get it done around here. I'm just telling you, it makes people mad.
I've said them a lot.
So what are we going with? What do you got?
Because you can say I don't know, and they're going to take the tone of the way you said I don't know.
I know.
Like, oh, he does. He knows something.
All right, what's the word?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay.
Narcissist.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Let's go narcissism.
Narcissism. That's it. Narcissism. Let's go.
Let's see if they can.
Is that what we're doing?
Yep. Yeah, let's see if they can spell it right.
Yeah. Are you a narcissist or narcissism?
I said narcissism, but I think Tyler said narcissism.
Oh, well, hold on a minute. Hey, Tyler's saying we can give away another helmet.
Oh, let's go, Tyler. Hey, by the way, I got my shout out to my Realtree. I got my Realtree dish on today. Let's go.
I got Chase. Did you see what I'm wearing?
Yeah, you got the Horn Legend on today. Hey, Tyler, how are we giving the helmet away though? What are we doing? Help me out. You can, however,
narcissist. You gotta spell it right.
Because I'm going to have 1,000 people just putting are we like little? I can't do a duck race with 1,000 people. Got to have some type of tiebreaker to give a helmet away. I mean, I'm great giving the helmet away, but
first person that spells narcissist correctly in your
God.
But it has to be correct. How about this? They have to capitalize the N.
Oh God.
Because that.
I seriously no, guys. I crossed off at least 100 people from last week because they didn't spell Citadel correctly. I mean, it got misspelled.
That's fair. I think
over and over again.
That's 100% fair.
Yeah, I mean,
I think narcissist with a capital N, first person in your inbox. I think that's game.
First person.
No.
Yeah.
Or
hey, look.
Hey, hold on a minute. So here's the other problem here. I don't want 1,000 emails in my inbox right now.
Look. Do this whenever the show ends.
For the other
show ends. So you can do like a deal to see if everybody keep everybody awake. So say starting at 12:30 p.m. Okay, so you can keep everybody awake.
I like that.
They scored 34 points.
Tyler's cooking with gas.
Tyler's 34 points right now. So the 34th person
34.
Who spells narcissism correctly gets the helmet. That way you don't have to do this shit all week.
Oh, I don't hate this.
I'm just trying to help. Hey, I'm here for you. I am here for you. Drinking my Diet Millers with my Realtree hat on, watching
that's
my man.
That's an answer right there. I don't hate that.
I mean, watching my guy Makachev roll in this plus 489 UFC parlay.
Okay, can I throw out the second helmet? What I would like it for to be? Someone just wrote in the Citadel, Citadell. That's the second helmet. Whoever writes Citadel first, like that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I don't want to do the Egg Bowl score because I don't want to wait that long, frankly.
No. We want to be done with this by Monday.
You could do the Oxford Horn Lake score.
Contract. We want to be done with this by Monday.
You could do the Oxford Horn Lake score. You could make high school football a gambling thing.
No. I like this idea. So, Siski, you're saying at 12:30 a.m., meaning in 38 minutes.
Maybe Sketch will be there to give you the updates of the score on Friday night. Okay. You know, maybe you'll have some other influencer there that can give you they can text the score.
You never know.
You never know.
Can I ask an unsensitive question as we get to 11:53?
Yes. Why not?
Does Sketch have all his chromosomes?
Oh God, dang.
God.
I don't know. I don't have Twitter anymore, guys. I don't know. This is an internet culture that I don't know. Like,
hey, I'd like to shout out Realtree. Thank you very much.
I didn't know.
Jeez,
I thought it was fake.
I don't know. Is it an act? Is it real? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
So there's that YouTube strike. There it is. Strike 2.
TikTok would have buried us under the jail right now.
Right down the middle. Right down the middle. Oh no, yeah.
I never dropped the R. Neil, I never dropped the R word.
That's true.
I asked a scientific question.
All right.
about said,
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the
Ask
deal. Here's the
Chase,
deal.
hey,
All right,
ask
all right,
Chase
all right.
what happened in 2020 when I kept talking about science. It didn't go well.
Yeah. We got a bunch of little paragraphs on the bottom of our podcast episode links.
We got Trump in the White House. We're good on YouTube for a while.
Yeah. All right, 12:30 is the start time. As they said, so the 34th person, Ole Miss scored 34 points. The 34th person to spell which word, Siski? What are we going with?
Narcissist.
where we
with
going?
the capital
Narcissism. Narcissism.
Okay.
Ism?
But it has to have a capital N.
Ism.
Okay, capital N, ism. Narcissism with a capital N starting at 12:30 a.m. Central Time. So in 36 minutes from right now, the 34th person will win a helmet. That's the plan. You good with that?
Are you good? Hey,
Yeah, sounds
I
great.
expect a high five. I need a virtual high five because I just saved you so much work for the whole week.
And yes, and it has to be a verified listener. No Florida person listening right now.
Oh, what are you
qualifies.
gonna do? Hey, what are you gonna do if it's like Billy Bob Gator? No,
we're I mean, Siski, our competition, bud. Look, come on.
Yeah.
What
I make the rules.
So you're saying this election is rigged? Is that what I'm hearing?
That is precisely what you heard. Yes.
Strike three.
Tyler,
Yeah.
Tyler,
Strike
depends on
three.
who wins.
You're out of here.
It only the election's only rigged based on who wins. if 2 bits, 4 bits at gmail.com wins, yeah, we probably got problems.
Okay.
All right,
Neil's
boys, I
drinking
gotta get out of
water.
the
He's
press
still in the
box.
press box. Yeah. They're actually going to close up on him. So appreciate everybody. Huge crowd here tonight. We will continue to cover Rebels 24/7 MPW Digital bye week next week. So I'll catch you watch all the chaos outside of this, and then we get Egg Bowl. Black Friday 11:30 is the time for that. So again, 34-24 Ole Miss over Florida. Ole Miss 10-1. Oh yeah, chase.parham@gmail.com. Sorry, forgot that. Chase.parham@gmail.com. 34th email after 12:30. Narcissism, capital N is the word. That is what we're doing there to give a Realtree helmet away, courtesy of our buddy Tyler sitting in the thing. Realtree.com, the place to go for all your needs. Plus, College Corner online got the official Fanatic shop, authentic shop. Sorry, there in Oxford. So pick up your Realtree gear wherever you can find it, including here with this here pattern. So again, 10-1 for Ole Miss, 34-24, and we'll go back at it tomorrow at rebels247.com for any updates. So take care, and we'll talk to you then.